Hello everybody, this is Daniel and welcome to episode 25 of this Watford series and part 2 of this double upload Saturday. I hope you guys are enjoying this, and after that exciting match against Tottenham, it's time to have 2 games in the Premier League. But first off, I am using a different editing software, and hopefully this goes well. Hopefully the quality is a lot better as I am using my PC instead of my Mac, and there was some stuff that I had to do on my Mac that reduced the quality of my videos, so hopefully this will make it a lot better. But let's start off here against Liverpool. As you see there, I'm starting a strong side. My usual starting 11 here. And then 9th minute now, Rasmus Ohm on a huge throw. Pepe Reina does well to save that though and lay out Big Sig at the same time. But I decided to try to cut off this ball over here, and for the first time in, I think, almost 3 seasons, this whole time, the keeper makes that kind of a mistake. I cross it over to Lucas Piazon and take advantage because, guys, I have 6 matches left in the Premier League, and they are all extremely important, as Chelsea is running away with the league, but the top, from 2nd place to where I'm sitting in 6th place, there's about a 5-point spread, so every game counts, every point counts. You see there Loach keeping it a 1-0 draw, or a 1-0 win for me, not a 1-0 draw, that makes a lot of sense. Anyways, 38th minute now, a pass over to Bellamy. Now I bring Loach out here, he slides in and gets the goal, Craig Bellamy, making it a 1-1 draw now. And so at halftime I decide to sub in Danny Green for Sigurdarsson, as Sigurdarsson was getting a little bit tired. And in the 59th minute, a huge cross here over to Gerrard, well-placed pass. Gerrard's going to pass this over to Aquilani, and he's going to have an absolute strike. Pass Loach, hits the crossbar though, and you know what, I get really lucky to be keeping a point as we stand. And this 70th minute now, a through ball from Danny Green over to Lucas Piazon. He says, "Get off me, foo," and tries to go sweaty. Somehow the ball bounces right back to him, which is absolutely hilarious. Pretty sloppy goal, but I'll be taking anything I can get at this point. And 3 points is huge at this point in this series. So I want to finish in the top 4. That is my goal. But right here in the 80th minute, Loach, look at that save. Just absolutely clinical from him, and keeping this a 2-1 win for me at this point. A ball over to Lucas Piazon here on the counterattack. He beats the defender, has a shot, but Pepe Reina does very well to save that. But that is how that match ended, a 2-1 win for me. So I do get my 3 points and a huge win against Liverpool, who is, I think, a place below me in the tables. Now, I had asked you guys where I should put my scouts. You see there, I have hired an American scout. It's a 1-star scout, and it was only $80,000, and I figured if I had enough money in the future, then I would go ahead and fire him and acquire a better scout. But I wanted to send someone to the U.S. because I want to rep the U.S. where I'm from, and hopefully we can grab a player now. With a 1-star scout, that might not be, completely plausible, but we'll see how that goes. It's just kind of an addition that I made and not affecting anything else. I do send my best scout, Tom Dunk, back to England, as he does have a better chance of finding someone if he's from his home country. So I also look for a playmaker there. Now, over to Lewis Smallwood. A lot of you guys didn't thumbs up a comment, but the most thumbs up comment was to send the scout to Norway. So I am sending him to Norway, Lewis Smallwood, and I decide to, I believe, just go with any. I decide what I get is what I get, and hopefully Lewis Smallwood can find us a good youth prospect from there. But we will move on to our second match of this episode against Stoke City, and right back to my starting 11, as I did have a bit of a rest in between these matches. So here, starting off the match, you know what, for some reason I always seem to find some space at the beginning of the match, and right here, a little pass from Lucas Piazon over to El Shaarawy, who has a nice strike. Good save by their keeper though. And if you guys look closely, I believe that this keeper that they have, I didn't mean to ruin that goal from Big Sig on the corner, but in the 3rd minute I do go up 1-0. But that keeper, I believe his name is Courtois. It's Cortis, or that's how it's spelled, and I think he's actually a really good keeper that progresses a lot. So it's kind of cool to see that Stoke signed him. But right there, El Shaarawy with a long shot into the bottom right-hand corner. I sub in Carriol, Hogg, Charles, and for Jenkinson, Elm, and El Shaarawy. And this match kind of changes directions after I do that. As you see here, a cross from Stoke, and they're on the attacking side of things here. Delap on the ball over to Kim Won-Jones, who absolutely whiffs the ball. Somehow I don't get a foul, which is, oh, thankfully I didn't. But in the 78th minute now, I believe that was Hogg who just loses the ball, and Jerome is off beating Charles with pace. just easily, as I think Charles only has 46 acceleration, but Loach does well once again to save that. And look at him again, just playing absolutely out of his out of his mind these past two matches, and keeping me in the race for the top four finish. Right here, Sigurdarsson gets fouled. I decide to lay this off to Lucas Piazzone, takes a touch, and look at that strike off the bar though. And you know what? That match does end 2-0, so I get my 3 points there. And let's take a look at the calendar, what I have coming up, and what I have for the rest of Season 3 of Watford. You see I have 6 games left, depending on how I do in the semifinals of the Europa League. 4 Premier League matches left, and the semifinals of the Europa League is against Arsenal. Now, moving on to the league tables, Derby County, QPR, and Birmingham City are in relegation zone. As I scroll up here, you see I moved up 2 places, and I am currently in my top 4 finish, but there is no spread between 2nd place and about 7th place, or well, 6th place. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. This is coming down to the wire, and it's in a pretty exciting finish. Daily uploads for the Marvel win, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.